Good morning everyone. In this video I'm going to analyze the live price action for EU and DXY to see what opportunities we may have today. You're going to see my strategy and my analysis, so if you're interested in those then please stick around. Right, we're starting off on the daily. As usual, EU is on the top, DXY is on the bottom. So what's the daily showing us? Well, yesterday we closed out as this bearish doji, right? Showing some deceleration, which was expected from this high here, where we've gone up and mitigated this buy side liquidity here with this X and above these old highs. So after this massive bullish run, buy side liquidity is taken. There was obviously a bearish follow through on that day, and we've closed with a bearish candle, right? Which, as I said, bit expected, deceleration on that bullish momentum. On our inverse, DXY, same thing, right? Loads of bearish momentum, took the sell side liquidity. So yesterday closed out as like a bullish doji, showing some sort of deceleration, but also some sort of bullish intent as well to pull back to maybe a premium up here. Because as I pointed out, we've left behind an imbalance and order block, and an imbalance and order block more into the premium and discounts of their own legs. So we still have a lot of room to move on this sort of high time frame outlook. We started off today as fairly bearish. We're pulling back now, so there might be something in the lower time frames causing that. So we started off the day bearish. We've still got our previous daily low and high intact for buy side and sell side liquidity. However, if we go down to our inverse DXY, we've already taken previous daily high, kind of gone into this imbalance somewhat. So I'm sure there'll be POIs around that area, but we've taken some buy side liquidity, and that bullish candle we would have had this morning has started to pull back. So that would be what's probably sponsoring this up move here on EU, right? We've taken buy side liquidity on DXY and it's retreating somewhat. So we'll see what that looks like more on the lower time frames. So I think we've discussed the daily enough. Let's go down to the 4 hour and see what that looks like. Right, so on the 4 hour, bullish leg, right, drawn out with this Fibonacci tool. We're still within that premium. We still have our discount POI here in balances. Okay, so from the 4 hour outlook, I could say we still have room to pull back. If we're going to have a correction from taking this buy side liquidity, we've only had a shallow sort of pullback and there's plenty of room to go. So possibly for the rest of this week, I could see further bearish price action. Now it's a bullish structure, but in the short term, I'm thinking possible bearish continuations down into this discount area here. During yesterday, we have left behind some sort of imbalance with an order block there. So price may, pull back into this area for some buy side liquidity above these highs and fill this imbalance maybe before continuing lower, right? It could give us a nice corrective low, lower high, lower lows as we're making our way down, creating buy side liquidity highs throughout the time frames. So that's just a theory. We could just drop from here, or maybe there's something on the 1 hour that's holding price here and can make us make a new higher high. So those are my theories, but we're in a premium, bullish structure, taking plenty buy side liquidity externally, and if we're going to have that correction back to a discount, we have the POIs here to draw price in. So I can see that happening still, just based on the 4 hour price action. As I said, in the short term, we may pull up into this area before pulling down, so we'll have to keep a close eye on that. On DXY, same bearish leg, right? We've pulled back up. We have taken buy side liquidity from above our previous daily high, as we could see on the daily, and somewhat gone into this imbalance here. So that may be driving prices lower at this time. So you can see we have this bullish candle coming into the market, which means DXY is moving bearish. This isn't moving live, so this candle should probably be bigger. So that's probably the most confusing part. The fact that we are a bit out of sync in terms of DXY, right? We have come into this imbalance a bit more already, which means it may be more into a premium. We've swept some buy side liquidity. That may send us bearish, right? Which means bullish EU. But again, we don't know for how long. It could be up until this area, but we'll have to just keep an eye on the lower time frames and the structure and see where price is going. So not much has changed on the 4 hour. We're just debating what it's going to do in the short term in the day with our session, as we are day traders, of course. So we still have this draw on price below, but we have a small draw on price above also, and we'll have to see what's going on the 1 hour. So let's go down to the hourly, see what that looks like. Right, so before I zoom into price, for those that didn't see yesterday's video, we have our external 4-hour leg here from this low to this high. Then we have our internal 1-hour leg here, which is bullish from this low to this high here. Right, so currently we're working within this 1-hour bullish leg that may hold. We still have that 4-hour discount down here, which we need to be aware of. Right, I'm not saying price is guaranteed to hold here, but this leg exists, so we're going to have to be aware of that. So now zooming into that 1-hour price action, we mitigated this 1-hour order block yesterday. We didn't really get much bullish reaction from there, in my opinion. Okay, we've come into this area and we slowly moved higher. You'll see the lower time frame price action was pretty bad yesterday. There's no obvious signs of price going on to make a higher high from here at the moment, but again, that's not over just yet. Right, we didn't break this low, so it is being respected, but we need to keep an eye on price action just to see where it may lead. DXY, however, continues to make higher highs, as you can see what's happening here. So we have SMC divergence from this low to this higher low. Right, so from yesterday's low into today, we've made a higher low. Right, so that could indicate that these highs here are weak and price is going to go higher. So that would be bullish structural leg, right? So this low made a new high, pulled back, this low was respected. So that may mean we will go on to break this as a weak high. That's possible, right? But nothing's confirmed yet. But then internally now, once we saved this low, we made this sort of internal high here. We didn't make a lower low yet, so price is possibly seeing this as a weak high as well. So we're going to make that internal structure to break this high and possibly continue higher. The things that are against that are this. We do have this 1-hour order block just to be aware of as a POI. Price has mitigated that now and may reject it, and then we go on to make those lower lows. Because like I said, the price action that came out of here was nothing special. We could mitigate this point now and start making that bearish structure, right, by breaking this internal low and then heading for these lows to go down into this discount. So the way I see it in terms of bias, because of how we are in price, is I see both directions, right? Because we have a good case to go lower in price, and then we also have the structure on the 1-hour here that may be indicating to go higher in price. We have that SMC divergence here and that possible weak high. So price may be saving these lows and we're going to create higher high structure. So I do see both ways. We have this POI. We need to see what price is going to do with this POI, with how I trade anyway. So is that going to be rejected, and is the lower time frame structure going to shift from there to go lower? Is DXY going to feel this imbalance or come to this 1-hour POI as well and reject that and continue making higher highs? Or is this buy side liquidity, it's come and taken from above these highs and this previous daily high, is it now going to shift and come and liquidate this sort of trend line here? At the moment, structure isn't showing that yet. So we'll have to see how price reacts to this on EU as well. So I hope that's not too confusing. Any questions, just let me know. So enough said on that. Let's go down to the M15 and see what possibilities there are for today. So given the situation we're in, what I just discussed, we have the possibility for both ways. Now I don't see the longs as clearly just yet, but of course we have an obvious 1-hour POI here and here on DXY for possible shorts. Now I wouldn't be executing from here, otherwise I would have had the M15 order block measured out already to go short, because clearly, you know, we made a little range here, broke down, right, and prices pulled back to it. But for me that's not enough, because we have SMC divergence. We've respected this 1-hour POI here so far, right? So we've made that higher low, which makes these highs kind of weak, right, internally. And I think DXY also has more room to go, so we may come and sweep these highs, because I think during Frankfurt we swept Asia's lows already. Usually we'll head towards the other direction. However, if we're going to show that we are respecting this area to continue lower, I just want price to, maybe it'll come down from the highs made here, come back up, sweep it, and then break down. This may be on the M5. I want to see this structure break here, right, as usual, and then we could pull back, possibly corrective, to our lower time frame order block with imbalance, and then we can go lower. So this is what I need to see. I need to see some sort of structure break around this point here, possible inducement from a corrective pullback, to our order block with imbalance, right, where we would set our order to go short, stop loss just above the high, aiming for those lows. This is something that we could see, right, because we got our order block here being respected, price is broken down, possibly order block here being respected as well. Going with the structure on the 1 hour as well, because we do have bullish structure on the hourly, right, for bearish price action towards that discount where we have our imbalance and POIs on the 4 hour and the hourly as well. So that's just my first idea from this obvious price action from what's going on now. Again, I see both ways, but my bias isn't super established in that I want to pick any direction at the moment because of just where we are in price. It's not exactly the clearest in my opinion. So I would like to see that order flow. I would like to see this rejected, this order flow come in, showing intention, breaking the structure to go lower and take out these lows. In terms of longs, I think price needs to break out and create order flow, which may look something like this. Let's say it comes down and then breaks above, right? So we have our break of structure around here, and then we get something down to our order block with imbalance to go higher. Now this could be higher, this could be lower, it doesn't really matter too much to me, but as long as, you know, price gets some momentum into the market, shows that intention by breaking above some highs here, right, and then we get that pullback down to an order block with imbalance, break of structure around here again, these lows creating some sort of inducement to possibly go long from, with our stop loss just below the low. So something like that's possible. Of course DXY would then have to shift as well. DXY would start having to break through these lows. So that's something we would prefer to see, right? And that would be this SMC coming into play, going with the trend, of course. This 1 hour POI holding, making these highs weak. So they both have their confluences to go short and to go long. But I think we need to see more order flow at the moment to go long, because there are some negatives for that. So I'd definitely like to see price go down, maybe even 2 break of structures, and we'll see where we go, because at the moment DXY is a bit bullish. So that's everything I see. I hope you gained value from that. I hope it was clear. Any questions, let me know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.